To respect their time for whatever they're doing. Yeah? So, can I request all the photographers to please take their pictures and then we'll go in for the Q&A session. So, आपकी group solo जो लेना है आप please अभी ले लीजिए.
Isha ji, your center.
Okay. Thank you so much. If the mics are ready to be passed around, yeah. I'll give you my mic. Yeah. We can have the open Q&A session. So, who's the first question coming from?
이거 아기 아침에 오늘 아기 교육 잘해요.
See, the title Dhahanam means burning. Burning is as in Sanskrit. So it's primarily a revenge story. So obviously we always use this phrase called burning with revenge. Just so I think that's the context of the title.
Ram sir, your
Isha, Isha, congratulations to you also. You know your combination, like Allah's girl, for the launch. How does it feel like 20 years of association and today again on the same platform?
Good afternoon, everyone. It's always a pleasure to work with RGV. He is one of his kind. And you realize this.
I think there's something in between lines she's not saying.
And yes, of course, I was launched in Khalas by him. And I was very apprehensive, like he mentioned, and like I mentioned in my earlier interviews, because before Khalas happened to me, I had played only the girl next door kind of roles in the South. And then RGV wanted to shoot with somebody who looked hot. I thought I was most inappropriate for something like that. And it was a revelation for me to see myself like that. I never thought, I remember he showed me the entire song in the home theatre. And he said, see, and I said, this is me. It was unbelievable for me because I never thought I could look like that. So RGV, he's always known to do something out of the ordinary. And called me for Dhahanam. I didn't know what it was all about. All I knew is I was talking to RGV after 10 years. And I knew that he had called me, and since he had called me, it would be something worth my while. I don't question him much. I only questioned him once for Khalas, and then it was history. So after that I said I should keep my mouth shut. He just told me that it's a great ongoing series, and it's a fab role, and I think you should do it. That's it. So I said, okay, fine. And he just gave me a one-line narrative. And here I am. That was all that there was.
Hi guys, this is Nikita from India Forums. Towards your left. Yeah, so the trailer looks terrific, first of all. My question is to Ram sir, as we say, the content is the king these days. So how is this content all set to rule the OTT kingdom?
See, I would say primarily a story is a story. A story is basically about conflict between characters. But like I mentioned, I think the moment the terrain is different, something which you have not seen, I feel that creates a visual layer which would make the experience feel much more newer than whatever you have done. So to that extent, I think there is no parallel to Dhahanam, especially because of the terrain. So in all these shows, the Indian shows which are there, I just definitely feel, yes, like I said, it's a very violent film. It's to do with revenge. There, on one track, there is something happening between the landlords and Naxalites, and then there is some inter-family rivalry and between people who don't want to be in violence, they're sucked into violence. So the whole thing is caused by this particular terrain. So for example, Isha is a police officer who comes in. She only can do so much when there absolutely no respect for law, and on top of that the pressures come. So this kind of thing probably is being seen in various films and various stories. But I feel the unique experience is the place it is being situated. Yeah.
Also, Isha ma'am, as we know that Rohit Shetty cop universe is a complete different thing. But these days, female characters are, nailing the role of cop. So what is your take on that? You have previously also played cop characters, right?
Yeah, I think Isha Koppikar is kind of synonymous with cops. And I don't know what it is, but sometimes I genuinely feel that if I was not an actor, probably I would have been a cop. Well,
I wouldn't mind being caught by a cop like you.
well, so then it also is a part of my surname. I don't mind changing it from K-O-P-P-I to C-O-P-I, K-A-R. So I love playing a cop, and I think it kind of goes with my demeanor. Even in my personal life, I'm kind of a disciplinarian, and I always fight for what is right. Very righteous as well. So I love donning the cop and playing this character. Well, I've done it differently, and here it's very different. Like RGV said, the whole terrain, it's very rural, it's different. A lot of lawlessness in the sense. This character is suddenly placed in an environment where there's a lot of political pressure, and she cannot act the way she would want to. So that kind of is very demoralizing for somebody who already has authority but can't act. And so far and so forth, that's how it is. More than just this, it's the narrative that matters. I start the series, and I actually didn't know this, but a lot of people think I have a very good voice. Especially after this. Yeah, she's like, I really love you and I love your voice. I was like, ooh, that's something new. I wasn't aware of that. So, so Sutradhar jisko kehte hain, right from the beginning of the series towards the end, I take the story forward, and it's through my point of view, what happens in the lives of the Naxals, the gang lords, or all the characters, much like the Colombian cop in Narcos. So it's woven through all these, the interrelationships between all the characters. So that's what it is. And it's very interesting to play somebody like this, because I think in a whole ensemble of so many male actors, I think we're just two of us. I don't know if they, I don't know. Because RGV always has a lot of women around him. I don't know how many are in the series. So here it's only him.
There are a lot of women in the series, but we took care that each woman wouldn't know the presence of the other women.
He's very smartly done that. So that's it. Thank you.
Hello, hi. This is Monica from Bollywood Strips. And first of all, as Nikita said, trailer is looking very promising, so congratulations to the entire team. And my question is to Ram Gopal sir again. So sir, you have given us brilliant projects already, especially in this genre, be it Company, Sarkar, and who can forget Satya, of course. So my question is, what different and new is there, in this story, and was there any pressure, considering the fact that this is going to release on OTT, and OTT audience a bit more critical, as we all know. So, and they don't have to go any far, they are going to compare your project with your previous projects. So was there any pressure?
See, to start with, I'm not sure this can be comparable to any of the previous crime dramas I've done, like explained, because both the characters and where it is placed and the kind of issues it deals with, like I said, the Naxalites or the landlords, and those kind of things is something I've never dealt with in my past, point one. And point two, why I'm emphasizing, you see, a story is a story. For example, when I made a Booth, the horror film, probably I was the first one to set it in an apartment. Normally all horror films have been set in a house on a hill or somewhere where you can't, in a forest or something like that. So in middle of a show or an apartment, something is happening. It changes the entire dynamics of what you think a horror film is about. So I would take a reversal of that in this. In a concrete jungle like Mumbai, to set a Satya, and then to see these vast wastelands, you know, where there's no amenities or no nothing. So the atmosphere reminiscent of the Wild West, like, you know, cowboys in the Western films, 1960s Western films. So I would think that would be the difference. To that extent, I think it cannot be compared, at least to what I've done in this genre before.
Thank you. And Abhishek, you say, yeah, so you have done some interesting projects like